Hello, everyone. Welcome to David's Kitchen. Today, I'm going to be doing a real kind of a country flavor, uh, a real simple meal: chicken, grits, and peas. Kind of like bangers and mash if you're English, but not really. There's no sausage in this. What we are going to do is work with uh, thighs, boneless thighs. I've got two nice boneless thighs here I picked out. I get them in a 2.5 pound bag. So they're about $1.40 for those two thighs together. And it's frozen Tyson food. It's very good. And it has no steroids and no hormones in it. So I'm preferring that over Chinese chicken. Yeah, so we're going to be cooking up those chicken pieces that you're looking at. It has a higher fat content, thighs do. And they work really well with a grill when you're just kind of like cooking it in its own juices. So let's get started. I'm going to cut up some onion, which is half an onion, which is an important part of the dinner. You don't want to forget the onion. That's perhaps the most important part of each meal. It adds a tremendous amount of flavor to your cooking. We're going to get this on full view here. Hang on. Yeah, so everything's going very well here in Happy Land. Okay, I'm going to turn the burner on level 6. Get that nice and hot, and then I'm going to throw some oil on there or some butter. I use a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, organic. I recently picked up a brand new container of this stuff at Costco. Very good stuff for $15.99. Expensive, but it's worth it. And look at this. I bought this at Ross for Less for $9.99. And it's a cold brew, BPA free, made with food safe material. It's a cold brew coffee maker. So I can put this in my refrigerator and make cold brew coffee, which is 65% less acid. I'm thinking of doing that as I get older, avoiding the acids, you know. Okay. I'd share that with you. That grill's going to get pretty hot pretty fast. I'm going to use my atomizer here and squirt a little bit of oil on the top of the grill. Okay. Throw those onions on top of that grill. And I'm just going to cover it up for now. Now, I defrosted this, letting it sit out today on the counter. So if you're in the morning, you get out of out of bed, and you can pull this out and put it on the sink or in the refrigerator and let it defrost over about a 5 or 6 hour period. Yeah, so this is very old plastic, by the way, a microwave safe. One of the first microwave safe dishes on the market back in 1982, I think we got this. What I'm going to do is put a little, I don't use the microwave anymore for major cooking. I will reheat coffee in it, though. I'm going to put a little Patti LaBelle's seasoning I picked up for next to nothing. She was closing her doors on her business. I don't know if she's still in business. She might be. Anyway, they got rid of a lot of product, and I bought about 80 of these things. Actually, I think I got them for free, actually. Anyway, I'm going to throw a... Now, you notice there's some water from the defrost in there? This is true if you buy the dollar store thighs as well. You can get 2 thighs at the dollar store for a dollar. I'm just going to go ahead and take the seasoning I just put on there, and I'm going to add a little bit of kind of a curry powder or a Mexican powder, whatever flavor you want to go at. I'm going for a little Tex-Mex right now. I'm going to go ahead and just put those right on the grill face down. Nestle them right in the onion. And cover it right up. I'm going to save that juice. Because believe it or not, I'm going to put that in on top of, once I grill these chicken thighs, I'm going to add that juice to the mix, and I'm going to actually use it to bring on the corn grits. Yeah, gross. What? The seasoning has 0 sodium content. Awesome. Yeah. Patti LaBelle was very kind to have made these things. I'm so impressed with this stuff, and I really wish her the best. But I wouldn't have 80 containers of the best seasoning I've ever gotten. No salt seasoning. And it has a curry in it, I believe. Yeah, it's got various spices like curry. Turmeric is in there. Totally natural. Totally, you know. Anyway. The other dressing I put on there was a McCormick seasoning makes this thing called Cajun seasoning with no MSG. And I got that for 25 cents, I think. 75 cents. Yeah, it's pretty good, and it adds a little bit of salt to your dish. Well, you have to have some salt to your dish. If you're dealing with just a quick hit of salt, you want something in there, you could always I use soy sauce, but I don't recommend it with this dish. All right. Get my tongs out. I'm grilling them. What I do is steam fry things face down with the seasoning kind of pushing through the meat. Yeah, oh boy, I'm going to get. This is a $2 kind of a thing. Let me get that out of your way so you don't have to look at it. The peas are frozen. You can use canned peas, but there's 12 ounces of peas there, which you can get for $1 at the dollar store. I'm always thinking about the money. Yeah, trying to get you guys some recipes that make sense. Now, these corn grits have kind of a story behind them. They date back to when Sarah and I met each other about 20 years ago. I recall going out, because it was Y2K at the time, we were worried about Y2K. A lot of people were. I'm just, you know, being precautious, and the potential for Y2K to have a meltdown was a huge problem at the time. But it never turned out to be a problem. But I know it sounds funny, but it's really one of the reasons why we kind of hooked up. Anyway, we both saw the need to, you know, prepare for the future anyway, and I still do. I urge everybody to prepare for the future. David, what water is water? What injected in the chicken to make it weigh more? Oh, okay, so that water is injected into the chicken to make it weigh more. Thank you. That's the water I'm sitting there on the stove with, chicken water. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a little creepy feeling from the chicken water, so I'm going to dump it out. Yeah. That gave me a little, just the very fact that it's sitting there hydrolyzed meat protein and chicken water. Freaking me out now. Thank you. All right, we're ready to flip those at level 6. Spin them around. I'm going to season the other side now on the chicken. The side I'm going to put down face down is getting some seasoning out. Put a little Patti LaBelle and a little bit of this Cajun spice. Just a sprinkle. And I'm going to flip them over. Kind of push them in there. Then take the peas and rinse them off with purified water. Excuse me. Okay, I got some purified water in there. I'm gonna rinse them off. So there's water on them. I'm gonna take that and put it right in on top of the chicken. All right, wasn't that simple? I'm keeping everything at level 6. Yeah. I know. It's so easy. Food is so easy. I love it. So the peas and chicken are cooking together right now. Now these grits, I just need about a half a cup of grits for 2 people because they make a very good filler. And they will, basically grits is corn, non-GMO corn we picked up in 1998 that probably came out of Iowa, I'll bet. We went to Winco and got this big, huge, humongous bag of this stuff. And I'm down to this much left. So I'm making progress. Because Sarah told me she liked grits. And see, she grew up a little bit of her life was in the South, and she grew up in Mississippi, where grits is a common food item for people. And I didn't think I could make it. But when you get done with the juices at the bottom of this beautiful dish, give it a little shake. Right now, we're just steaming everything and then frying the other side. But when you get done with the juices at the base of this, we pull the meat and the peas out. Then you've got a fantastic base for a grit starter, which is going to start with a little butter. And we're going to add the grits to the butter and add water. I'm not a professor, no. No, I'm David Sponheim. People know me all around the world now, and I'm glad because that's what everyone called me ever since I was a child. David John Michael Sponheim. So that's my name. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought they were asking me if I was a professor. Sarah doesn't go to Applebee's. Way too salty in Applebee's. Got my grits here. You can stare at the grits. Way too salty at Applebee's. You know, I don't like it. I took her there one time for her birthday. It's just pathetic. Every single great restaurant that you can think of uses a ton of salt and lots of fat. And you know you love it. And that's why a lot of people are going back. So Applebee's knows the secret. And all the restaurants know the secret. The problem is it causes healthcare problems for people, especially old people. Triggers all kinds of heart problems. 25% of our population. I look much older on this camera. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I want you to know exactly how old I am. Yeah, I'm 57 going on 58 in about a month. Yeah. Anyway, when you have a pretty regular schedule like she does, I don't know how she's going to, well, she's finishing her master's degree right now, which is amazing. I admire her ambition. I really do. Thanks. I'm not that ambitious, believe it or not. Even though running for president is a lifetime task I'm putting myself out to do, I have real low personal achievement goals. Personal. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy. So I don't put a lot of pressure on myself. You see, when you take on pressure and stress, and people do every day, they end up taking on too much, it wears them down. It affects your immune system, and it can lower your quality of life. And I really think all of us are here for a better quality of life, no matter who you are. So I'm trying to focus on that as a priority. I think everyone should too. I think it'll help everybody if we focus on better quality of life. In America, people work harder than almost every other country out there, believe it or not. In Europe, Dr. Meow knows. You start to, relax as you get older and you spend less time working. Dr. Meow has 8 doctorates, yes, PhDs, he claims. So for some of you, that's not stressful. It's just you're meant to be good students, I guess. This year's garden, I've got my blueberries I'm transplanting. They didn't quite have enough sun last year, so I'm moving them to a more sunny raised garden I've created. Working on my artichokes are very healthy. I just tilled the soil. I don't know. I'm probably going to spread some spinach and Swiss chard, and probably plant some potatoes. They're pretty regular out here. We can grow potatoes. There's no toupee, man. This is my hair. Why do you think I have to fix it? Tilt it to the right? Okay. Is that better? Are you happy with my hair now? Brian, no, I have not aged at all. Yeah. I That's gonna cost you, Brian. Yeah, sorry. Wow. Okay. Poor Brian Badong. I just doesn't understand. You can't come in and criticize people on the show. It makes no sense. Uh, you know, I really don't have to, talk about my body because, as you know, I'm not professionally bodybuilding anymore. So, not that I ever was, but I'm definitely not professionally bodybuilding anymore. Yeah, I've given up bodybuilding. Most of my time is spent just relaxing. I don't have any love children. You're expanding your herb garden, planting some heirloom Roma tomatoes. Romas are not necessarily that tasty, but if they're grown in the garden, they sure are. Okay, everything's done there. Now I'm going to take this is really simple. You just take the grout, the grits there. Yeah, and just put butter on top of everything. Nice pat of butter. Actually, two pads of butter. And turn it down to level 3. Actually, take it all the way to low. Give everything a rotation. Okay. And you're kind of covering the peas with butter a little bit when you do that. Okay. Now what I like to do is put a little bit of the final seasoning on top of the chicken, and you can use a thing called paprika. Let me get this up. Hang on. There we go. You can use a thing called paprika to bring out a certain color. Paprika also lowers your blood pressure a little bit. You don't want to use too much of it. You can also use more of the same ingredients you had. I just threw a little bit more of that spicy Cajun seasoning on there. Okay, now you've got a nice little boil going at the bottom. We just take the grits and put them right on top, sprinkle them lightly. Kind of avoid the chicken. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to take a half a cup of water and pour it over the chicken, pushing all those ingredients around with the water on top, letting it float down. Give it a little shake. Okay, now just keep that at level low for another 20 minutes while I talk. All right. In fact, I'm going to take it to level 3 and then down to low, do a simmer. So I guess I did go to 3 and then down to low. All right, we're almost done. Isn't that great? How simple is that, right? One pot cooking. Lazy man, exactly. I don't have a wig. This is my hair. Yeah, maybe we should talk about something in the news since we have 20 minutes to kill. It's supposed to be chicken grits and peas, $2 for 2 people. It's a big meal. And the nice thing about that chicken is it really has a good taste. Chicken thighs are always better tasting. Salty gooch, huh? Wow. Thanks, Scissorfight. Yeah, so we're done. I mean, I could open up the phone lines. You can give me a call. The number's just Jason, don't call. You need to get a life. Go start working at a local community college or something. Don't follow in your dad's footsteps. He's committed felonies. Jason, you just got to learn to take no for an answer. I guess when your dad gave you all that money that he got illegally from committing felony doxing, he didn't tell you that you have to actually do something in your life. He gave you a bad message that cheating is okay. And I'm here to teach you that no is the answer. You're going to have to deal with a lot in your life if you ever want to get ahead. Yeah, he's Lot's son. Yeah, even Soviet spy agrees. She knows because she's his daughter. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to do the shoyu chicken, but let me take a look at it. Carpet Muncher has it. Whoa, that looks great. Yeah, see, this chicken is not getting that grilled look. I'm using kind of the chicken is viewing its taste in the dish. But that's a 4.5-star meal. Look at that. Now that's the way to make a beautiful grilled chicken. What do they use in it? Like a marmalade or something? As a glaze? Popular Hawaiian dish, it's often served with rice. Soy sauce. Oh, let the chicken soak in the marinade for at least an hour. The longer, the better. In other words, that is salt central. Bye. Yeah, that would send a lot of people through the roof. Anytime you cook with teriyaki or soy sauce and have it soak, that's why most of the meat that you buy at restaurants sucks, because it all has that salty taste all the way through. Oh, it does, yeah. You know what I would recommend instead of the marinade? Do a little bit of the soy and a little bit of the teriyaki, but go with a pineapple, like a juice, like a really good. Oh, I love Thai food. Yeah, that's could be salty too. I'm just salt sensitive. Is there a sugary soy sauce? Really? What is the name of it? Nippona? Fake soy? Well, even the low salt soy sauce they have, and I have some of that. Still too salty. Yeah. Wow, everything's kind of punching up there. That's good. Yep. Yeah, so you can just turn it on low and let it set, and it'll be done. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up as a shorty because $2, 2 people. I mean, it's simple, the easiest thing in the world to make. Now, if you try to do this with rice, it won't work unless your rice is already cooked. If you tried it, because obviously rice takes a lot longer to cook than grits, but grits happens to rehydrate fast and kind of puffs up a little bit. So almost that entire container will be filled by the time it's done. Yeah. Well, and then what I do is I take Parmesan We got this mega thing of Parmesan we picked up. I'm going to cover it with Parmesan as it's steaming. That Parmesan flavor kind of seals the deal and adds a little bit more salt. No, it's just the lighting. I'm not sunburned. Let me get in the other room and I'll have a real conversation. So the Parmesan goes right on top. Now you can also put some really nice cheese, you know, like a thin slice of cheese on there if you want. That'll work too. But it presents well, and two people can eat out of that pan very comfortably and have a nice meal. Parmesan, yeah, it can be. I don't really worry about the concerns people have about Parmesan having wood cellulose in it. What's a little wood cellulose? I mean, really, we're eating dioxin in most of our, I mean, I'm not saying we all are all eating dioxin, but it's out there. It can kill. So this concludes my my short version of how to cook for yourself very easily with one pan. And this is also true out there in the camping world. If you're camping and you're down to one pan, I often cook in a one pan like this when I go to stay in motels or hotels. Believe it or not, I can actually make a meal on a hot plate very comfortably. All right, take care. As long as it's legal, you know, you have to make sure it's okay. I usually kitchenettes. Kitchenettes are the best way to get it. So kitchen chicken marinade best with olive oil, garlic, and curry powder. Really? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that combo. Curry powder has turmeric in it, which is very good for you. Yeah, Gruyere is really kind of a smelly cheese. Well, Parmesan has that kind of a seal the deal kind of flavor thing going for it. That's why it's Parmesan. That's why they chose it, because it has all those great flavors that you would expect in a cheese without a lot of calories. All right. Why don't you sleep in your car? Motels are a ripoff. I do sometimes. Yeah. When we can't find a motel on the highway, we'll kick the seats back and get 3 hours at a rest area or something. Oh yeah. It's not exactly fun. Getting 3 hours sleep, you get one REM cycle, and then you got to hit the road again. And it's kind of rough living in your car, though. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. All right. See you in a bit. Thank you for the recorded broadcast. I'll be starting the show up in about 1 minute. Take care.